The mighty Gadunka, a fan-loved set that really is a step above everything else. I want to dive into this incredible set and discuss what makes it so good. On top of that, we're also going to look at the pieces that are included in this lovely set and explore some ways that you could use them in your own creations. Then we'll finish off the video by taking a look at some Gadunka revamps. Sound good? Sounds great. Let's dive into the video. Man, what a set this is. Gadunka looks so frickin' impressive. And look at these teeth. With teeth like this, dude reminds me of the Vral from the old Datora Quest books. And you know, what a clever technique this was. These silver spike pieces, they debuted in 2006 alongside Gadunka, but they also appeared in two other Bionicle sets at that time. We had Elec, he had them in a nice translucent green color. They were used on his back. And on the set Maxilos and Spinax, Spinax used them once again for a back design. You know, it really felt like the purpose of this piece was to use it for spiky backs. So to see it then used as teeth, that felt like a genius move. I mean, no other Bionicle set did what Gadunka does. Gigantic monster teeth, a big glow-in-the-dark head design that looks like the back of a crab, and this massive, monstrous but stout body. Gadunka is basically a Bionicle kaiju. He has one of the most distinct, different, and unusual monster-like designs. And yeah, there were other kind of like beasts and monsters that appeared in Bionicle, but none of them looked like him. He really was extraordinary. And look, he's got a little red tongue inside his mouth. Mate, the LEGO designers who made this set, they really went all out. I mean, even little tiny details like the posable claw design he's got. It's incredibly articulated, and it's exactly what you want to see on a big monster bad guy. Everything about this set is utter perfection. Now, are the pieces that come in this set also utter perfection? Well, I mean, they are very, very good. Let's see what we get and how you could use them to build your own MOCs. Starting off with the obvious one, it's Gadunka's wonderful glow-in-the-dark headpiece. Corn Builder uses it on a MOC called Scorpio Lux. It's integrated very seamlessly into this back design of the Scorpion. Doing so was a stroke of genius. And how good are these other glow-in-the-dark pieces? They come on sets like Nocturne and Tachodox. Yeah, it's just a really smart move to mix all these pieces together and use them to make something awesome. Even just from buying these three sets, you get a really healthy supply of those glow-in-the-dark pieces. And using them also gives you one of the best looking color schemes of all time. So good. Up next is Hydra Tsunami Gadunka by Vio at Halkas. Now, as good as this looks on the back of a creature like we just saw, using it for a face, like Gadunka originally did, well, that's a really solid design. So why not keep that and then add a bunch more to turn your MOC into a sick Hydra monster? You can even change up the teeth as well, and it's still gonna look pretty good. You know, sometimes the best way to use a LEGO piece is the way that it was used in its original set. If it isn't broke, you don't need to fix it. And one last way that you could use this part is how Eero Okanonen has done, placing 3 of them on the waist of this lady here to form a nice little dress design. That's so clever. The natural curve of this piece, it complements the shape and flow of a dress. This rocks. Now moving over into those 2 silver spike elements. Doom District has used them very well on a MOC called Mandarax, the Destroyer. So we got 4 on the sides of the legs, and then 1 more as a kind of collar on the back. Yeah, this MOC is meant to depict a fusion of Makuta Pterodax and the character Miranda. And this heavily spiky look, that's kind of the perfect way of representing that. Now, the flexible nature of these pieces would also mean that when the MOC bends and moves, these pieces would as well. And that's nice. These pieces aren't going to get in the way of posability. It's not going to limit anything, which is always a win. Gadunka also includes this dark blue Matoran chest piece. It's a little tucked away, but you can see it on Gadunka's chest. It's just upside down. But hey, placing it on a Toa character, like Orderus Biocollector has done, well, that looks just as good. Now, yes, this is how the piece was intended to be used as torso armor. There's nothing exceptionally unique or wondrously amazing, but it's still a good technique. Nothing wrong with that. I love how it looks. Plus, I think this armor has a very noble and heroic quality to it, which is the perfect thing to give to a Toa. I think it's a great design. And finally, you get 3 Anika torso pieces. Yeah, 3 of them. Now, where do these go? Well, these are used on Gadunka's torso design. It's cool to see how they're angled like this. It gives him a very unique body shape. Now, that in itself is a very smart design. Maybe you could adapt this and do what Galvanize has done on their mock, Brutaka Pit Prisoner. If we look at the back, we can see something pretty decently similar is going on. And the end result, it gives us this almost bug-like appearance on the torso design, which looks sick. Oh, and actually, this mock is constructed using the pieces from Karapar, Takodox, and Gadunka. So if you've got those 3 sets in your collection, you could pretty easily recreate this. What fun! So that's some ways that you could use some of the pieces that come in this set. Now, let's take a peek at some revamps of Gadunka. Starting off strong with a mock by Lohenkin. Now, I mentioned the kaiju vibes of the original set, but I guess the set is a little on the small side, which makes him a little bit less of a kaiju. But hey, this revamp says nuts to that and turns him into a colossal creature. Look at these new huge claws, the slight hunch on their back, even the little spiky toes. This is insane. You know, really upping the level of spikes was also a really good move. We've got Paraka spines on the legs. These are the same rubber spine pieces that came on a set like Vizok. There's also a few more spikes on the head too. And great choice too to add in some glow-in-the-dark eyes. Mate, this is just the best. You know, Gadunka really just makes the most sense to be turned into a gigantic creature. The Danish weeb keeps us going. Now, this one is a bit on the smaller side, but they have perfectly fleshed out the original look in a great way. We've got even more of these Vizok spine pieces that we were just talking about, but this time they're on the back. And how good does that look? They pair well with these Kina fins on the arms. It gives this a brilliant aquatic look. Introducing a lot of dark red on the mouth area is wonderful. This new jaw design gives a nice injection of realism, but also introduces a new color in a very organic and seamless way. Ooh, and that little hint of extra glow-in-the-dark armor that we can see on the bottom of the jaw. Very nice. Because it's funny, the original set really has one glow-in-the-dark piece. Adding in a little bit more just makes sense. And then giving him a little bit of torso armor? I like it. Dude, this mock slaps. And finally, Lewis Hammond imagines Gadunka if he debuted in Bionicle G2 instead of the first generation of Bionicle. I love the use of that ammo belt piece. This is the same piece that appeared on sets like Core Hunter. It also came on Breakout Rocker. It appeared in a few different things. But using that to form the jaw, so clever. It's funny, the original teeth pieces and the ones that are being used here, they're both rubber pieces, which is helpful because it allows you to flex and bend it so that it kind of conforms to the shape of the jaw. Yeah, and then just using a brand new rubber piece to achieve the same kind of look. This really feels like the perfect upgrade. There's also 2 little gold teeth on the side there. That's a nice inclusion. And actually, there's something almost adorable about Lewis's version of Gadunka. This big smile, those oddly cute red eyes. He's wonderful. And man, reimagining a G1 set into a G2 style, that's such a fun mocking challenge. Maybe you could give it a go if you don't really know what to build next. There's so many possibilities. Well, that's a look at the phenomenal set, Gadunka. Did you enjoy some of the revamps and mocks that I showcased in today's episode? Well, if you did, take a look at the links in the description below. You can see more from those builders right there. I love you so much, guys. Thank you for watching, happy building, and bye for now.